Hi guys, I'm Kyung-mi Kim at Korea Institute of Psychoeducation. Most men respond negatively when they are told that they must not have the desire to have sex since they think that the desire to have sex leads to sexual pleasure. They believe that they cannot function sexually without the desire to have sex and they will not be able to have any pleasure in their whole life. It is the same as to think that they will not be able to enjoy the taste of food unless they have a strong appetite. That is, men usually think that they can have the pleasure of sex because they have the desire to have sex. However, men can actually enjoy the pleasure of sex when they don't have the desire to have sex. Also, they have better sexual functions when they don't have the desire to have sex. Men are considered to have true sex ability when they can comply with women in every aspect, but they limit their sex ability by having their own desire to have sex. Man-centered sex is quite simple and limiting because it only involves sensations in sexual organs and ejaculation. However, women-centered sex can amplify and continue physical sensations all over the body, and the pleasurable sensations can continue even after men's ejaculation and women's orgasm. When men discard their own desire to have sex and comply with women in every aspect regarding sexuality, both men and women can enjoy limitless pleasure of sex. Men's most powerful sex ability is the ability to establish the environment where women can freely activate sexuality and to comply with women in every aspect. It is not difficult to find women who can activate sexuality in the right way. Men can simply have their women take sexability training for women provided by Korea Institute of Psychoeducation. However, it is difficult for women who have sex ability to activate sexuality in their full capacity if their men are not able to establish the right environment and not be able to comply with women in every aspect. That is, both men and women need true sex ability to be able to achieve sexual happiness. You may think that it is easy to comply with women regarding sexuality, but it is the highest level of sex ability that can be achieved only when men don't have the desire to have sex. Men are designed to adopt focused immersion in having sex, so they lose all the pleasure the moment even a tiny part doesn't match their standards of sexual pleasure. They may experience the decrease of pleasant sensation, the loss of erection, or the loss of the desire in such situations. Surprisingly enough, when men's desire to have sex disappears, their standards of sexual pleasure also disappear. Then the limit that used to define and restrict men's sexuality disappears. Man's zest mind is designed to have the function of protecting women and complying with women instead of generating man's own happiness and sexual happiness. Man's zest mind can activate its intended function when the standards of sexuality that are recognized in the conscious disappear. Men's and women's sexability affect each other in activating sexuality. Sexuality belongs to women instead of men for generating happiness and sexual happiness in both men and women. Women are supposed to generate sexual pleasure and sexual happiness for both parties. Men must protect and comply with women so that women can generate sexual happiness. Men's effort to generate sexual pleasure is manifested as the momentary physical sensation of ejaculation at best. When men comply with women in every aspect for activating sexuality without having the desire to have sex, men can generate love and passion toward the partner, which amplify the positive sensations in the sensory organs and feel happiness and sexual happiness of the same level their women recognize. Then they can live in sexual utopia that allows unlimited sexual pleasure. There is a saying, you will die if you try to live, but you will live if you try to die. This saying properly explains the mechanism of men's sexuality. You will be able to achieve the most powerful sex ability when you discard all the desire to have sex, which most men consider as the most important thing in their life. On the other hand, you will end up destroying your body, mind, and sexuality if you make efforts to achieve sexual pleasure based on the desire to have sex and not being able to even have sex even when you have the strongest desire to have sex.